Alright, ladies and gents, we are back. We are exploring more of the Turning Mist, but as you can see, we barely explored this map at all. But we are outside of what looks like a big purpley area. What does Estinian have to say?
Is that it?
Aye, that would be the Aery. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye, his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. 'Twill be just like the good old days, no?
Oh, Nidhogg is windy. Yes. If only our remaining recourse is to violence, then we should seek out the swiftest path to victory. With every moment we hesitate, Ishgard's prospects grow bleaker. A force of sufficient power to break through a primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the Aery. And I can offer no better solution. Pray, consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I'm not so selfish as that. Contact me by link pearl when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at St. Ranette's Forum, Miro. From what I gleaned of the Holy See, decidedly ambitious airship projects, Sid will still be in Ishgard. Back to Ishgard. It's been a while since we've been to Ishgard, guys. Hey, the Ishgardians are making better use of the Link Pearl than the Scions did. Indeed. Alright. Indeed they are. Let's Naruto run our way over to him. When last you saw Mr. Garland, he was advising the Ishgardians on their ailing airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we could try the airship landing, or maybe in the Skystone Manufactory. But let us not waste time searching aimlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Aymeric would seem the obvious choice, but there's no guaranteeing he'll be able to grant us an audience on short notice. Ah, I have it! Count Edmund's younger son prides himself on knowing all the Holy See's juiciest rumors. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Emanuelaine is abound. Hey, 10 Gauge! Welcome. Welcome, Mr. Sprentice. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. Hey there, Emanuelaine. What are you doing? Oh, we were fortunate to find Lord Emanuelaine at home. The tavern keeper's loss is our gain. When it comes to exchanging information of uncertain origin, Lord Emanuelaine is something of a prodigy. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old girl? Well, I trust. In search of a Sid Garland, you say? Then say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of said silver-haired genius has cropped up more often than most. I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. 'Twould seem the project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Ironworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing, and I'll wager that their master does too. The airship landing, yes, I thought as much. Come, Miro, we must find Sid and trouble him for his expert opinion. Be on calls all day? You need to tell them that you have a life to live, my friend. Tell them that their petty work things need to be dealt with by employees below you, not above you. Not you or above. Oh, you know, just be on call. It's what you're paid to do, right? Hey there, Sid. Miro, Alphino, how fare you both? Not terribly well, judging by your faces. Oops. I keep doing that. I keep clicking the wrong spot and it pushes it forward on me. I apologize, I'm at the bottom, giggity. Another wind barrier, and you say it was conjured by Nidhogg. The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship her size, but not that agile. The Terranians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their heads to incinerate the rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do. Some manner of weapon we could employ? Astidian stands vigil at the edge of the turning mist, but we do not know how much longer. Alright, I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Biggs, Wedge, it's time we gave that new Toys of Europe a proper field test. It's probably best if I let the lads show you. Come on, the manufactory's not far. The manufactory's on the other side of the city and on the lower levels. Just so you know. See, we're right here at the airship landing. It's like the bottom right. The manufactory is, if we go over here, right here on the far left side, lower level of Ishkar. So, I'm not sure I trust Sid's judgment of not far. Have we done any dry bonding today? No, we've been entirely within Ishgard. Well, Ishgardian area. Our little project's just inside. Oh, you're gonna like this one. I don't know, it's like if you went to fucking a city and we're like, yeah, it's not far and it's on the other side of the city. I'd still consider that far.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
The energy conversion ratio's bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, and lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off, if you'll forgive the pun.
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Ul'dah. It's about Her Grace the Sultana.
It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the Mana Cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Raubahn and the Sultana whatever help they need.
Okay. A general summons. General Raubahn says they may have uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts, and he wants you, by which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Sands right away and help with the investigation. Come, Nero. Pressing through Ishgard's plight may be. Our presence here will not serve to hasten the Mana Cutter's completion. Let us return to the troubled lands of Thanalan and lend what aid we may. Man. Tataru, have our friends at the congregation sent a message to Estinian. Tell them we have identified a solution to our problem, but it will take some time to prepare. As you wish, Master Alphino. To the Waking Sands, Warrior of Light. 'Tis past time Ul'dah was delivered from this darkness. Yeah, I love that Tataru rushes in. I've been looking all over for you! The character has access to a link pearl that would prevent her from having to look all over for us. Alright. Might as well make use of these. Into the Waking Sands. So people were saying that, like, going to the Waking Sands is why a lot of people quit, and the same was saying that's why a lot of his friends quit, but I only had to go here like 4 times. Well, 6 times probably.
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for Her Grace.
Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Dulala's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. The lady-in-waiting, Meriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light? Will you lend me yours? Then I pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friends, for Nanamo, and for Ul'dah!
The hat is perfect. If one had chosen to entrap the Sultana in a death-like sleep rather than slay her, then one would surely also know of a means to rouse her from said state. There must be an antidote to this potion. Our target is Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting, a woman of Midlander heritage. I am told the two of you have met. Our sources indicate that she left the palace shortly after the incident and quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. I suggest we begin by questioning the market's residents and confirm that Muriel is still hiding in there. That's right. The Silver Bazaar is where we're headed, and yes, that's right, guys. I am wearing the hat. The antidote is beating her awake with Teleji Adeleji. Not quite, but I imagine that might work. The hat is the antidote. We just gotta put the King Slime hat on her and we're good. Sadly, I can't get the earrings I want in the game, guys, but there are earrings that are also slimes. I have them on my main character, and they go on every outfit that I make for her. It would also deal with Teleji. I mean, I guess it would. Hey, look. Someone's doing these fades. Alright. Spotted Meadow. We don't know any returning residents. Gods, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My masters will not be pleased to hear of this. People are moving back here? Fuck that. What brings you to our lonely little hamlet? I believe the arrival of your entourage is about double. Anyway, it's just about double that population. Looking for Muriel, you say? If you're hoping to lure her back to Ul'dah, you may as well give up now. The girl's done with city life. So we did briefly come here, guys, when we were playing on Saturday, doing our side quests there for Thaumaturge. Muriel, she's here. Left the city for good, she says. Barely leaves her house, though. It's the one closest to the market entrance. We did briefly come. Only briefly. We managed to put a stopper on it. Hey there, Muriel. What's going on? I see you've changed your outfit. I like how this woman has not heard anyone enter her house. I like how we just entered her house.
You are Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me. General Alden!
We will have the truth from you, girl.
Mayhap 'twould be better coming from me.
Lolorito, you'd best talk fast.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade, a means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn, a new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed. Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teleji Adeleji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find Her Grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
Raubahn Aldin, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
Well, that went. By the 12, I feared Lord Lolorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. Little did I suspect that he of all people would gift us the means to rouse the Sultana. Awakening in Ul'dah. Alphina would see this dark chapter in Uldah's history brought to a close. Shall we make our way to Ul'dah? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us. Sadly, I am one to agree. I am not the biggest fan of how this played out. It all felt way too anticlimactic. But it is break time. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.